I'm going to show you how to embellish a simple chord progression, how to really kick it up a few notches, add some little flavoring, some little twists and turns, some little moves, and you're going to dig it. Welcome to my hotel lesson. Stay tuned. Hey, what's up, everybody? Shane Terrio back at you. I'm broadcasting from the road. I'm on tour, hence the lovely hotel decor. And yeah, got a day off, and I thought I would just bring you guys a little something today. I could be out looking at that lovely St. Louis arch right outside my window, but no, I thought I'd broadcast for the folks. So thanks for tuning in. I'm going to talk about how to embellish, how to spice up, how to add some little flavorings to a stock chord progression. And I'm going to show you a couple little moves that you can utilize that form a template, a basis for other advanced things. So first thing we need to do is get this progression. And this is what I'm playing. It's an A minor 7. We're in the key of A minor. A minor 7. I like to voice the chord this way with my ring finger playing the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd string on the 5th fret. Middle finger's playing the A, the root, on the 5th fret, 6th string. I mute out that 5th string. Some guys play like that, that's cool. And then we're going to a 4 chord, which is a D minor 7. Then we're going to an F major 7, which would be the flat 6, F major 7. And then an E dominant 7, it's an E7 sharp 9. Sometimes I add the sharp on top, that sharp 5. But so these are the chords. Now, I usually play with a pick. If you notice, I don't have a pick. I just forgot to bring a pick to the hotel. I don't have any picks. It's crazy. I have 1,000 of them in my work cases. Anyway, let me show you a couple just basic things you can do that are pretty powerful. First thing is the half step slide. You can approach any chord by just sliding from a half step. So 2, 3, 4. Half step below. And that works, right? It gets old after a while, but you can. A lot of those moves I was doing was I was sliding in and out of half steps, sometimes above, a half step above, sometimes a whole step. So that's the first thing. Now, another thing you can do, like on these kind of chords, minor 7 chord with the root on the 5th string is D minor. You might know this already, but it's a cool one. You can hammer on the ring finger and the middle finger, those notes. I'm adding a little English to it, my left hand. Here's something else I was doing that's kind of like a gospel thing a lot of the gospel guys do. Takes a little while to get it, but if you finger that D minor 7 position, notice your pinky is free and waiting to be put to work. So if you hammer on the G, which is the 2nd string, 8th fret with your pinky, takes a minute, and do the same thing on the 8th fret, 1st string. So what I'm doing is going pick the 2nd string first, that's an F, hammer on that G 8th fret, pick the E string, hammer on that C, which is 8th fret, 1st string. That's a common kind of gospel move. Another one is those kind of little things you can really embellish. So if you wanted to approach that 4 chord, one thing I did on that little improv, I approached it from a whole step. So 2, 3, 4. I could go. That's a lot, you know, you might not want to use that in a real playing situation, but maybe, you know, you don't need a lot of things. You don't want to use this on every chord, but that's a way to embellish. And some of you may recognize like these kind of things on the F major 7. You're in that same position. You can do a similar thing where you keep the bar fixed. The 5th string, 5th fret, 4th, 3rd, 2nd, 1st string with your 1st finger. You have to let go of that root note for a sec, but over F major. You know, Curtis Mayfield, Jimi Hendrix, whatever. When I used to work with the Neville brothers, Aaron Neville called them curlies. He'd say, Shane, play some of that curly stuff. And that's what he meant. And if you're over A minor 7, you can do that with the 9th. It's really nice. Use your ring finger. You get the idea. What I did to start the little improv off is I did an ascending diminished. And what that is over the E chord, I just played it. So what I did is I played up a half step, an F diminished 7th. So it's like this, it's F, B, D, G sharp, and it's played like this. F, 1st finger, 4th string, 3rd fret, ring fingers playing the 3rd string, 4th fret. Middle fingers playing the 2nd string, 3rd fret, and my pinky's playing the 4th fret, 1st string. Thing about diminished chords, triads of diminished 7ths, it's a symmetrical chord, meaning you can move this up in minor 3rds and it will reinvert itself. So all these same notes, when you move that up, a minor 3rd, 4 frets, it spits out the same notes in a different order. You just keep going. You know the sound of tying the railroad tracks in the bad guy? It's just moving up in minor 3rds. It's the same chord, but for our purposes it works over E. And here it's begging to resolve. It's begging to go to the 1 chord, A minor. And this is what I did. I kept that note on top. That's an A minor 7 with a kind of a suspended sus in there on top, the D. And I'm playing that open 5th string, 1st finger 7th fret, 4th string. Ring finger's playing the E. That's the 9th fret, 3rd string. Middle finger's playing the G. That's the second string, 8th fret. And my pinky's playing that D on top, 10th fret. Now that's an example of voice leading. Listen how tight that is. Why does that sound so smooth? Because it's a common tone. I could have went, yeah. See how sweet it is? So those are some little tricks, some little tips, sliding in and out. Like you don't even need the whole chord. Like on the F, you could just use this. And what I was doing is sliding. I did that once where I bent the minor third to work over that E. So knowing your chord tones is essential. Learn where your chord tones are. You know where the major sevenths are, the 9, the juice, that's all the juice. That's another nice voicing you can use for an E altered. You know, it's an E. It's an E7 with a, what is that? That would be a sharp 5 altered. So all I'm doing is I'm playing, first finger is playing the 12th fret, 4th string. I'm using my middle finger to bar the 13th fret, the 3rd and the 2nd string. Pinky's playing that G up top. Like I told you before, it's symmetrical, so you can move that down in minor thirds as well. It's an old Joe Pass move. But knowing how to manipulate chord tones, slipping and sliding, that's just some basic, a little primer for you, a little St. Louis flavored chord extension primer. Hope you enjoyed it. Hey, give me a like, subscribe, check out some of my other videos. I'm trying to grow the channel. Your help is very much appreciated. I'll see you soon. Terrio out.